It's the interior of a kitchen. How many stock flats are there in a kitchen? 0. This is the actual functioning refrigerator. Plugged in, had food in it, everything. All this, a functioning kitchen sink, walk over, turn the faucet on, water come out. Cabinets that we bought. We did, went to the, how many people know about Habitat for Humanity? If you don't know what Habitat for Humanity is, figure that out. Habitat for Humanity operates a series of restores. They're basically thrift stores for household construction things. They sell furniture and cabinets and windows and doors and anything that you can think of that would help you do renovations on your house. That's probably used. Most of it is used. So that's where the kitchen cabinets came from. We bought this set of kitchen cabinets that somebody had taken out of their house, but there weren't enough of them. So now we're in the business of matching cabinet doors to put on cabinets. It was more complicated than you think. This was only half of the set. Stock platform here, by the way. We got it together at that actual, went out and bought linoleum tile and stuck it down to the floor. So really realistic kitchen here.
There's 3 acts in the play. It's only one of the 3 acts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is you can see the kitchen over there. This is a whole other platform that happened over
Less
here
than
on
2
the
hours.
left. And there was a light box. You can't see in the picture. It was 20, it was almost 30 feet long, if I remember right. And it hung 4 feet off the floor and ran all the way down the wall. It had a front on it. Were you here for this?
This was my first design at Miami.
Got it. What did we use for lights in that box?
I don't remember it being a light box.
Oh, maybe it wasn't a light box. It was a big, huge, long thing.
Uh-huh. I'm pretty sure I lit it from the front because we couldn't figure out how to light it
It
from.
was weird.
It was weird.
It was weird. This is the one where you can see there's a paper Chinese lantern here. It was the moon, right?
Yep.
And it had a light bulb in it. And they shot it down at the end of the show.
Yes, they did.
So the performer's over on the other side of the room, pulls out a gun, tell me if I'm saying this wrong, and shoots it, and the light falls.
The light, wait, that's
So how do you make a light that falls on cue, lights up, and then falls on cue every night? Add curse in the back. It was basically, it was just it was a light that had a cute little trip mechanism on it, and the kid in the back pulling string that tripped it loose, and then it just came unplugged whenever it fell. But of course, broke the light bulbs, and we had wiring problems, and it was cool there. It needs maintenance every day. So again, some stock platforming, but nothing else. No stock flats.
What I remember, Curtis, is that it fell, and then in the next blackout, someone unplugged it and removed it. Is what we ended up. We had like quick connects at the thing, and it did fall. Right, we were able to give it enough slack that it fell, but then they had to
speaker wires.
Yeah, but then they had to come disconnect it and remove it, and the flying thing went out real fast.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
I remember it being a pain in the butt.
Oh, it was a giant pain in the butt.
Hours.
It was so cool though.
Yeah, it worked really well, but so many hours of fussing around.
Stupid Effing Bird is shoot, I can't remember the playwright, but it's an adaptation of Chekhov.
Yeah.
It's No, it's not Three Sisters. It's The Seagull.
Yes.
It's an adaptation of Chekhov's The Seagull. And so it's very brooding and very and the ending is, yeah. Anyway, keep going.
Party. Go online, download the PowerPoint, look at the pictures. They're much better online than they are on the screen. Tons of platforming and flat edge and walls, but these were all partial walls, so we built flat frames and then covered them, partially covered them, so you can see through them. They look like torn paper, and so you can see through them. So many layers, signs hanging above, very, very layered scene design. Again, some stock platforms, but all the platforms were magic because two of them rolled up and down stage. One of them had staircases that popped out of the sides of it. It was a wildly complicated mess. So we did use some stock platforming, but the majority of it was highly modified in some way. Lots of stairs, lots of levels, lots of layers. The Flick, we built a movie theater as the interior of a movie theater as the stage. So a lot of stock platforming here, stock platform, to make the different levels that all the theater seats are sitting on. These theater seats actually came out of a movie theater in northern Kentucky that were bought by the Sorg Opera House over in Middleton, Trenton, one of the towns east of here. And they had started putting these seats in to replace the falling apart. They were trying to renovate the Sorg Opera House over in Middleton. And the movie theater down in Kentucky had gone out of business. So they bought these seats for practically nothing. They hauled them by the semi-load up to Middleton, and they were tearing out all the seats that had been put in. At some point in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, someone had come into the Sorg Opera House, ripped out all the original seating, because it was all garbage, and put in some other seating that then had been used from the 70s or 80s, and never got put in there, and was now garbage. And so they were throwing all that away and putting in these not terrible but not great theater seats from Kentucky, because that's what they had. And then they started the renovation on Music Hall in Cincinnati, and Music Hall said, "Hey, do you want all our old seats?" And they were like, "Yeah." So they got way better seats, and so they basically gave us these seats. We paid, I don't know, $5 a piece for them. So they were actually movie theater seats. And then of course we scrapped them usually because there's so much space. So very realistic movie. It's small movie house. Very realistic recreation of it. Not one stock flat in the whole place. All of these flats were custom built. Window into the projection booth up there because scenes happened up in there. Kind of a unique situation. We used LED tape for the little runner lighting on the platform. Carpet on the floor. How many people have paid attention to the carpet and the floor of a hotel or movie theater? It's kind of unique stuff, isn't it? It's got all this stuff in it. How much do you think that stuff costs? If you need a tiny little piece of it, you need a strip to go across here and a strip to go up there for your theater production, finding that is like nigh impossible or wildly cost prohibitive. So the next thing is, where do you get carpet that's just a solid color? If you want beige carpet, go down to the store and buy beige carpet because that's what people put in their house. But if you want a bright colored carpet, it's pretty hard to find too. So we went through a lot of trouble sourcing the carpet, getting it here, and then painting it to have some pattern in it because you can't cost prohibitive. So a lot of drama and intrigue around the carpet in this one.
That was a white in? I thought it was wires.
This is LED tape.
No,
This
no,
is
no. It looked like it had wires.
Here?
Nope, the little strings.
Oh, this.
Yeah,
That's paint.
That's paint. Okay, great.
The pattern painted on it.
Mm-hmm.
And what you can't see over here to the side, right here, is there's the emergency exit.
Oh.
There's like a full
That's
door with a
great.
panic bar on it and all that stuff and everything else, right? How many of you have been in Studio 88? The bottom of that ramp, if you come in the door and you turn, you go down the ramp, you hit the bottom of the ramp. If you turn from, you come down the ramp, turn right there, there's a full emergency exit panic bar door right there. So, build a door in the middle of nowhere that has to open and close and see how easy it is to keep from falling over or wiggling, all that stuff. So, the Flick. I don't know what else to say about that. For Studio 88, this was the interior of a classroom. The premise of the story is the students show up to give a class presentation, and they go through a whole bunch of stuff about race, and colonialism, and I don't even remember what all.
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch of stuff. Pretty amazing. Pretty great show. It really asks you to think really hard about a lot of very big topics. This was just a floor. So we built a platform that was 6 or 8 inches tall, not very tall. We pulled the projection screen down that existed in the room. There's a video projector up there, had slides on it and stuff. And then we just bought regular household flooring, went to the store and bought snap together flooring and covered the entire floor with it. So not scenery, it was actual flooring that you can put in the house. Again, not inexpensive to just go buy flooring. You think about a house, you're going to cover the floor in a room in a house and it's 10 by 10, 12 by 12, not really huge. We're 4 times that because we're 20 by 20. So.
What happened to that flooring after that
It's
production?
still in boxes in the basement. We've used it on, you're gonna see it in another slide here in just a minute. So this floor, it snaps together. It's kind of hard to take apart without damaging it, but you can, and we did, and we still have it. And I think we're gonna see it in another slide here in a second. Tartuffe, oh my goodness. We did use some stock platforming in here because it was so big. Did we actually? I don't think we did.
You did. It's a rake. That's what made it so tricky.
Yeah, but I cut, oh yeah, what we did.
It's just the legs.
But it's an ellipse. And so we had to make a platform that was an ellipse, which is a home animal unto itself. It's not really that hard, it's just a lot of labor. And then it was right, it was 6 or 8 inches tall here and 2 feet tall at the back. And there was a whole row of stock platforming across the back too. But an ellipse here, and then columns that held up this elliptical arch that was at an angle that way. And so each one of these columns was sitting at a different height down here and a different height up there, so they were all there was nothing the same about any of those columns. It was all very, very unique piece. It was amazing. When you built this one and then you started over on this, it was like starting over on a whole new thing because none of it was the same. So it was crazy. It was an incredible thing in the butt to get all that up there. And it looks very simple. And these are walls. They're flats, but they're also curved on the ellipse. So again, this one's not the same as that one. Everything was custom. It was crazy. You can't really see it here, but here's the chandelier. That's hanging on the wall in the shop. No, it's just a flat cutout. It's flat because one of the things that they were trying to talk about in this design was the two-dimensionality of everything. How I'm not exactly sure what they were trying to say, but my understanding was they were trying to take the dimension out of the scenery because all the characters in the show are trying not to display how much depth they actually have.
The central theme of the play is falsehood, right? The central theme of the play is facade and sort of putting on betterness
Yes.
For sake of power and control.
Better way to say it.
And so so there are elements in both the costumes and the scenery that are sort of purposefully flattened and cartooned.
Right.
Because this is also, so it's Tartuffe is a Moliere piece, so it's the characters are based on stock characters also. But yeah, that's the premise of the play is, yeah.